Now, the memories could possibly be a little hazy, maybe a little rose-tinted, but do you remember what your town or city looked like years gone by?
Well, Natalie Gray has been turning the clock back nearly 100 years. See if you recognise the area on her sentimental journey.
Come with me as we do a bit of time travelling. I couldn't borrow Doctor Who's TARDIS, so I've rented this flying machine. Here I am in Norwich in Magdalen Street. But what was this area like in 1950? This film was shot from a Wolsey police car driven by a Mr. Kemp, the road safety officer of the time. The cameraman was Philip Armes. Staying in Norwich, and let's go further back in time to 1902. These streets were filmed from the upper deck of a moving tram and would have been shown in local cinemas to attract audiences, with the promise they might see themselves on the big screen. Let's whip down to Ipswich now and see the wonderful old trolleybuses that were around in the 30s. Were they nice to see, the old trolleybuses?
Yeah, they had their limitations. They could only go where the overhead wires were much. Rather like trains today, you can only go, trams are similarly restricted.
These delightful pictures are part of the East Anglian Film Archive, which is owned and operated by the University of East Anglia. Many of its collections remain unseen by the public, but a new range of 10 archived DVDs featuring these pictures and many more will be on sale from libraries from the middle of next month.
Being able to see this old film and seeing the places that you know, sort of Ipswich, Norwich, Suffolk, Norfolk, all those kind of places, and it's just incredible, it's just changed so much, and yet those places are still so recognisable.
Some of the black and white stuff from the very early days, it's just amazing at the quality of it and that it actually still exists. Some of this film is, 107 years old. And it's still there. Whether modern video in the future and DVD will still be there is another matter.
Let's go back in time now to August the 16th, 1933, and the Beccles Regatta. What a day out, and it wasn't just racing. But it meant getting very wet. And so ends our magical mystery tour. Most of the films are so old that they can't be the memories of anyone alive, and that's what makes them so special. What a wonderful journey into the past it's been. But sadly, time's run out for me and my flying machine. Natalie Gray, Anglia News.
She's off. Wonderful, wonderful old pictures, aren't they?
Love seeing that thing, and you can see all 4 of those archive films in Natalie's report in full on our website. Go to itvlocal.com/Anglia.
A glimpse of the past from archive film, and now rare footage of life in our region dating back to the 19th century is being made available to the public for the first time.
The East Anglian Film Archive has just produced 10 DVDs which reflect everything from coastal flooding to the arrival of American airmen during World War II.
Life, or perhaps near death, before the age of the multiplex. This is Stanley Lindbergh and his amazing dive show, one of many events across the region celebrating the 1951 Festival of Britain. Then people had to make their own entertainment, which strengthened community ties.
There is a sense really of wanting to reach back into the past and to see something that we have lost. And whereas we can't reach back into, say, the 18th century or the 17th century, thanks to film, we can actually see things from as early as 1900.
In the vaults of the East Anglian Film Archive, 70 hours of history has been distilled into 10-hour-long DVDs.
My personal favourite is a film about the village of Brooke in the 1950s. And what you have is an insight into the last age, if you like, of the English village. You've got the new National Health Service, nurse going to the old army hut that's the babies' clinic. You've got these old cars and buses. It's just incredible.
Transport has had the biggest impact. In 1902, people ruled the roads here. 20 years later in Ipswich, it's the turn of cars and buses. And in 1950s Norwich, city planners used this film to decide where to widen the streets.
Is very narrow, and of course this is the point, of course this is the whole purpose of the film, is to actually say, well, can we widen this stuff? But all this stuff on the left is gone.
And this, the same road today.
There's about 25,000 cans in this vault. We're sitting in a vault here with something like 70,000 items of film that we want to make accessible. I mean, we're talking about 100 years of history now that's captured on film, not just people's parents, grandparents, great-grandparents. I mean, virtually everybody alive now has grown up since the invention of cinema. So it's about time this wonderful asset was recognised as of equal value to all the paper records that we've relied on for centuries.
Unlike much of modern video gimmickry, this is for real. From boats on B roads to old-fashioned beauty pageants, from major royalty to minor royals. Alex Dunlop, BBC Look East.